Spring is here. The birds are out chirping. The cherry blossoms are in full blow. People's noses are wide open. All that stuff means that NBA playoffs is finally here. Yeah, it's the WC. Back with the classic videos, man. Instant classic videos on YouTube. I'm going to be breaking down every single playoff series here on YouTube. The NBA playoffs on YouTube. Exclusive. Here. Have it first. First matchup I'm going to be talking about, you see it on the screen. The Washington Wizards versus the Toronto Raptors. Now, let me go ahead and go through how I'm going to go through these videos through this first one so you guys can kind of get some kind of expectations. I'm going to be going over the star players in each matchup, the X factors, the intangibles, and ultimately who I think is going to take the series. Now, you know, the coaching matchup matters. It always matters, but I want to make sure I expand on that in the second round. I think that the first round is more so won by the players, and second and third and fourth round, ultimately the NBA Finals is won by the coaches. So let me just go ahead and get into this matchup. The star players in this matchup, I mean, clearly, it's John Wall and DeMar DeRozan. Those two players right there have the ability to put up 50 points each night. I mean, just both of those guys have the raw ability to basically take over a game. And in this series, I think that whoever gets the best of that matchup, I mean, well, they're not going to be directly matched up, but those are the two star players that you probably really need to watch out for. Whichever one of these players goes cold from the field, has a rough game, you could expect for that team to probably lose. But one thing that Toronto has an advantage over the Wizards is that they have another guy in Kyle Lowry who has superstar potential. I mean, you know, I think that, you know, if you watched my videos last year, I have to compare Kyle Lowry to Paul George. And I know some people might not like this, but, you know, star player, I need for you to prove that. And like Kyle Lowry has had flashes of brilliance, man. He's had triple doubles this year. He's had games where he's looked unstoppable. He's had some injury problems, so that's something that you probably need to watch out for. He's rested a lot during, you know, towards the end of the season. But, you know, mainly those are the three, you know, four players that you have to watch out for. If you want me to give you another star player from Washington, you can look at Gortat. You can say Nene. He's a big, you know, I'll come back to Nene. But, you know, I'm looking at Brad Beal here. You understand what I'm trying to say? As another star player for the Wizards. And I'll get more into him, too, later on in this video. Just a couple of seconds. Now, X Factor. I just said Nene, right? For the Washington Wizards, he's that X Factor. Because if Nene could come up in there and give them 20 and 10 or 15 and 10, I don't think that Toronto can beat the Wizards. I mean, the Wizards are just more of a, you know, functionally traditional team. They're an inside-out team. And they have a lot of athleticism, a lot of experience. And the Wizards have kind of been saving Nene for this spot in the playoffs. You can kind of see that from what they've been doing and preparing for the playoffs. Now, the X Factor for the Toronto Raptors is Lou. They call him Sweet Lou. Lou Williams for 3. I'm telling you, if the Wizards cannot handle Lou Williams coming off the bench, he'll kill him. I'm telling you, it'll just be over. It'll be over before it even really starts. Lou Williams is the guy that the Wizards really need to, you know, watch out for. He's the X factor for the Toronto Raptors. Now, intangibles. Intangibles can be loose balls. It can be hustle plays. It can be all those other things. The intangibles advantage goes to the Toronto Raptors. I think that the Wizards traveling up to Canada. I mean, the Canadians, man. The Canadian fans are just hungry for a winner. You know, the Canadians, I just said the Canadians, they're in the playoffs too. So Toronto's got not necessarily Toronto, you know, but Canada's got some, you know, some playoff fever going on up there. So you know, they have the intangibles, man. Their fans are just a little bit more into it, and their atmosphere up there, Air Canada Center, man. I think that they have the intangibles edge. Who wins this series between the Wizards and the Raptors? I think that at the end of the day, it's just going to come down to bench play. I'm looking at both teams' benches. I mean, you can look at Pat Patterson. You can look at Amir Johnson and Tyler Hansborough, who's recently coming to the starting lineup. I look at Valanciunas. I think that another key matchup in the series is going to be Valanciunas versus Gortat. Watch out for that. Gortat, I think, probably has the advantage because he's more of a scoring center than Valanciunas. That's another matchup that you guys have to watch out for. But ultimately, who wins this series? I'm a Wizards fan, so I'm leaning Wizards. But for the sake of YouTube and being non-biased, I'm going to pick the Raptors in 6 games. I think that they just have more intangible. They have more things working towards their direction than the Wizards do. I hope the Wizards take it in 6. I'm just gonna be real, but my pick is going to be Raptors in 6. So let me know how you guys feel about the Raptors and the Wizards first round series 2015 playoffs. I hear the music in the background. It's a WC. I got more videos coming. And until next time, folks, peace out.